At exactly 8:17 a.m., someone in Tokyo pressed send. The message never arrived. At first, it looked like a localized, relatable glitch, the kind of momentary lag we see every day, just a spinning loading circle on a smartphone. But the silence wasn't limited to one phone. Within minutes, social media feeds across Asia froze. By the time London and New York woke up, the banking apps and GPS maps used by millions had become completely unresponsive. Internet service providers on every continent immediately scrambled to find the break. They checked the massive undersea fiber optic lines and verified that every major data center was receiving full power. The global hardware was intact and running. Despite the machines being fully powered, the river of data had simply turned to stone. This lack of physical damage or external interference ruled out a standard cyber attack or government censorship. The information had just stopped. By noon, the realization set in that the invisible system connecting nearly every country, business, and family on Earth had ceased to exist. Humanity discovered they were living inside a digital architecture they had never actually seen. The physical world began to stall immediately as smart city infrastructure lost its synchronization. Without a data stream to coordinate them, traffic lights became unpredictable, turning major intersections into permanent, unmanaged gridlock. Global logistics ground to a halt as airlines and shipping ports lost access to their centralized databases. The shipping industry relies on digital shorthand for where things are and where they need to go. Without it, millions of containers sat motionless on the docks. The financial system collapsed hours later. Most modern wealth exists only as network data. When the connection died, ATMs stopped functioning, digital wallets became useless, and stock exchanges froze as trading floors were severed from the rest of the world. Supply chains tracking food and medicine dissolved instantly. Supermarkets emptied within 48 hours, not because the world had run out of food, but because the uncertainty of the next delivery triggered immediate, localized panic. Modern civilization relies on a layer of information to move physical materials. When that information layer disappears, the tangible world stops moving with it. Beyond the economic fallout, a quieter, more personal devastation began. For years, we used the internet as an external memory vault for our personal histories, our medical records, and family photos. Millions suddenly realized they no longer owned the records of their own lives. Years of memories and critical documents were stored on unreachable, distant servers. Nothing was deleted, yet everything was effectively lost. Long-distance communication broke down completely. Without digital reminders, many found they could no longer remember their closest friend's phone number or basic contact information for family living just a few states away. The convenience of the cloud had created a dangerous, invisible dependence. Stripped of those servers, humanity had to learn to rely on each other for memory and connection again. Months into the timeline, communities adapted to the silence. Localized intranets replaced global networks, and radio communications returned as the primary means of long-distance contact. The era of the global web was over. Basic tasks required a return to analog tools. Without GPS to guide every turn, people pulled out paper maps and rediscovered the practical skills needed to navigate a physical world without an algorithm. A new generation grew up viewing the digital age as a myth. Cultural value returned to physical media. Libraries became the primary hubs of knowledge again, where information had to be searched for, read, and understood by hand. This forced reset taught humanity a difficult lesson. Instant speed and wisdom are entirely different things. This scenario is fictional because of the way the internet was built. As this map shows, the network is composed of millions of independent nodes. This decentralized design makes a total global disappearance nearly impossible. However, cyber attacks or software failures can cause specific regional clusters to flash red and go completely dark, severing entire countries. We also face natural vulnerabilities. Powerful solar storms, capable of bombarding the Earth with electromagnetic energy, represent one of the few real-world events that could disrupt international communication systems on massive scales. Our true vulnerability lies in how much of our human interaction we have outsourced to machines. We have traded the effort of personal connection for the ease of digital tools. Digital technology successfully bridged the gap between continents, while simultaneously creating a barrier between people sitting in the same room. If the tool for global connection vanished tomorrow, we would face the challenge of remembering how to find each other again.